Good growlings and all that jazz. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Rusty Dog. And yes, we are here. We're about to embark on a flight, which is probably going to embarrass me. Yeah, so straight on the chat then. We've got a massive amount of people waiting. Hi guys, Thomas and Roger. Hi Thomas and Roger. Welcome to the stream. Right. This should be exciting, guys. At least for me, because we always lose one. Why do they wait, and then when it starts, they go? I don't get it. It's fine. Andy, hey Andy. Okay. So, as you guys probably know, if you've been following, I started off in Gloucester, went to London City, and then from London City to Jersey. This is where the plane is right now, and now we're going to be taking off and going to southern region of France, not quite south, but in the southern western region of France, or southwest, I should say. And we're going to be going to a place called Saint Agnant, I think it's pronounced. I don't know much about the place. Very little information I've found, except for 2,500 people there, and there was some guy, some bishop there from the early years of the calendar getting involved with Attila the Hun. I don't know. I've been trying to do a little bit of research, but we're going to be flying there anyway. But this one, I'm going to do it live, which means when the plane goes to take off, yeah, it might mess up. There's something fundamentally wrong with the ground physics in this game. I don't know if it's since update 5. I've been chatting with people today, and they reckon it's been there since day 1. But I've not been having this issue since day 1, so I don't know. I'm going to try a different method of takeoff, contrary to what my instinct would tell me. So it might go wrong. If it does go wrong, then we'll just restart the flight on the runway, because it's just going to make life a lot easier that way. So the reason we're on this screen is because it not only looks cool, but I didn't want to start on the actual game, because even though we're not going to be using a flight plan from the game, from the sim. Yeah, if every time I refer to the word game on flight sim, it's always sim. I just say it out of a matter of habit. But yes, I'm going to show you the flight plan now. We're not going to be using it. I know it's listed here, but we're going to be removing this because I'm just going to be going off my notes, which tells me what frequency the VORs are on, the direction I have to then change to capture the next VOR. But I'm going to have a couple of little nuances as we get towards the end of the flight. And I'm going to show you that in little nav map. So the reason I've got the journey here is just to show you the flight time to expect, so that you'll know whether to put the kettle on or get some popcorn or something. Now, where's that gone? Okay, you see, I freaked out a minute ago because I couldn't find the option to load and save the flight plan, which was always here. Now you've got to go into more, and it's here. Let me just load it up again, guys, because that ain't right. The flight plan is correct, but the information isn't, so pop back in. Give me a moment to locate the folder. There it is. Okay, there we go. So 1 hour 14 is the flight time, 211 nautical miles. So it's the longest leg that we've done so far. And I have made a small update to Jersey since, in that you won't see it in this instance, unfortunately, but it's basically boats in the marinas and stuff like that. But we're not going to see it, unfortunately. So yeah. So we're going to be taking a trip all the way down here, but I'm going to be showing you this in better detail in little nav map. and then we're going to be ending up here, line up with the runway at this waypoint, and we're going to be landing here at Saint Agnant. Okay, which is here. There it is. Right. So what I'm going to do, hey Aquatic, how are you, sir? Yep. Okay, so let's have a look, and we'll take a look at little nav map as soon as I can find where the window is. I've got so much on here. Where the hell's the information gone? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So, little nav map then. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm not going to go over all the numbers. I'll do that as it comes on the flight. So we're here in Jersey, so we're going to be taking off, hopefully on runway 26. It doesn't really matter whether it's 26 or 8, to be honest, because I can just turn around and try and capture this. It doesn't have to be dead on this line. But the first thing I'm going to want to do is tune in to this VOR all the way down here at 114.3, which takes us over an airport, actually, but some of them will, some of them won't. So this one is called DIN, and it's at 114.3, so we're going to be tuning in on that and trying to get I'm going to be following this heading, 174 nautical miles. Sorry, 174 degrees for 38 nautical miles. And then once we capture that, we're going to be whizzing off here, capture the next VOR. All right, and then once we get that one, we're going to come down to this VOR, which is near Nantes, which I have driven near this town or through it. I'm not sure which one. I don't know if I can't remember if I drove through it or around it. Might have been around it, but anyway, doesn't matter. Then we have another VOR here, NTS, which is at 115.5. Again, it's over another airport, Nantes, and then we're going to leg off over this way. Now this is where it gets fun, because now we're back into non-directional beacons again, the old-fashioned way of flying. So we're going to be tuning in on this one. Now the thing with this one is, when you tune into a non-directional beacon, the dial in the plane will tell you the heading with which you need to go on, but it won't tell you distance. It won't tell you how far you've got before you get there. It won't tell you how far you are away from it when you fly past. Nothing like that. Not like a VOR does. It's old school, guys. Now, bear in mind what I just said. It doesn't tell you distance. So, as we come off that beacon, we come down. This is where it gets hairy for me, because I've never done this. We come to another beacon. So the VORs are gone now. Now we're just going on to another beacon. So this is very daring for me. This is deep end stuff. And we're going to hit this beacon here. Now, we come down to a waypoint that I put in. I put this waypoint in. But here's the thing, guys. This waypoint here, instead of me flying from there to here, to this beacon on the runway here, I decided to make a waypoint, because that will give me time to turn and position the aircraft and then start the descent and line myself up with the runway. I just like to do it like this. So I've put a waypoint in there. However, this waypoint will not be featured in any instrument on my plane, because I've just put it in there. It's not going to know waypoint 1. It's not an official thing. So, as I come away from the beacon, I fly for 15.2 nautical miles on a heading of 176 once I hit this beacon. Okay? How am I going to know when I've hit it? I don't know. Maybe my needle goes bonkers. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I think my needle's just going to go a bit nuts once I fly over it, and it'll start waving about, and then I'll know that it's time to be on the 176 heading for 15.2 nautical miles. However, if this isn't telling me how far away, so let's say I get 10 nautical miles, There's nothing on my plane to tell me that I'm 10 nautical miles away from this beacon. So how do I do it? How do I know when to turn? Visual? I could do it visual. I could. But what I've done is I've done a little bit of a calculation. And I don't know if it's right. It's all experimental. That's why I say this could all go wrong, guys. But I'm willing to give it a go for the sake of maybe learning. So what my plan is, right? Firstly, I need to convert the speed of the plane in knots to miles per hour. Okay, now I believe the calculation for that is knots multiplied by 1.15 will give you miles per hour. So here's my simple plan. And it is cunning. Once I reach this beacon, or just as I'm about to reach it, whenever that's going to be, as soon as my needle goes a bit funny, I am going to throttle down or up or wherever it may be to exactly 100 knots. Okay? 100 knots is what I'll be doing in speed from this point. So if you multiply that by 1.15, that gives you 115. So I'll be doing 115 miles an hour. Okay? Now to travel 15.2 nautical miles, well, it's not miles, is it? So it's not miles per hour, it's nautical miles. But I'm going to just do a bit of guesswork. Basically, if this was miles instead of nautical miles, I don't know how different they are, but to travel 15.2 miles at 100 miles an hour will take 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's basically flying on this heading for 7 minutes and 30 seconds and then executing this turn to line myself up with the runway. That's gonna be funny. Watch for drift due to crosswinds during the flight. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Aquatic says, I watched a tutorial on this a while ago, but I forgot. Haven't played MSFS in a while. You should get back into it, man. Since the last update, it's just come alive with the performance. Brilliant. Tishan. Hi, Tishan. How are you, sir? Watch for drift due to crosswinds during the flight. Indeed. Mr. C. Dots. Hey, welcome back. The Wanderer, indeed. Hey, Rusty. So happy you play this. Yes, I am about to jump in soon in VR and give it a shot. Yeah, I've got to up my VR settings because since the update, the performance is better, so I need to increase my VR settings maybe. Yeah, so this is the plan. So once we start losing the VORs and switching to beacons, I think it's all going to start getting a little bit hairy because I'm not overly familiar with the beacon instrument, but I'm willing to give it a go, guys. I am. And I'm also prepared right now that I may not even find the airport and I may have to just do it. Excuse me. I may have to just do it via air traffic control or something like that. It might be the only way, and then using landing gates and stuff like that. And I want to show you something else that I've updated on this sim as well, that if you are interested, I can try and find the link for you. I only got it today, so it shouldn't be too difficult finding the link. But anyway, let's get rid of this now, because you won't need to see this anymore. I technically don't need to see it because I do have it all written down, but I am going to have it running at the side here, just in case I need to do a quick glance over to make sure that I'm not going completely pear-shaped on this one. Okay, so let's get rid of the destination completely on this. And we are going to take off from runway 26, but you know me, guys, we're not going to be starting on runway 26. So with this new map that we have that we can zoom right into, it's so cool now because I can just literally pick a spot. Like these are for jets. These are for big jets. I suppose you could put a small plane here. Well, let's go to this one. Depart from there. So we're going to have to be taxiing. Actually, it's easier to taxi from runway 8 and just come out to the east. So we maybe just do that. Depart to the east. So yeah, I think we maybe just taxi down to runway. Yeah. Oh God. Don't you need traffic control to do this? Oh, gee. It's going to be fun, guys. Okay, so we're going to be starting there. Now, flight conditions. I'm going to start with live everything. I've also increased the traffic density, the planes, the ground traffic, and the sea traffic to 100%. They were on 40% before. I've increased them all to 100. Let's see what the frame rates are going to be like. Okay, so everything live, including the weather and the time. But if it's going to get too dark, I may choose to just go back an hour or so. My game, my rules. You could also use NDB plus VOR lock. Yeah, but this is stuff I have to know beforehand, Tishan. That's the thing. Tell you when you get to you can also put VOR lock at airport. Yeah, there's on the final airport though that we're going to be landing on there's no VOR there. So yeah, it's going to be this is going to be tricky for me. I'm not going to lie, but as I said, I am prepared to try it. I'm going to be turning off the frame rate numbers soon after we get into the game, into the sim, because I don't want them on the screen for the whole flight. I only need to know what the frame rates are when they start getting really bad. Oh, strap in, guys. This is going to be... The takeoff is going to be my most worrying. Because for some reason, the plane just goes down the runway all nice and then just says, I'm off to the left. Now I know that the plane will naturally veer to the left because of the torque steer. I think due to the propeller, right? But I know that, and I compensate. But I'm not even. It's not even that. It just goes woof off to the left and then crashes. So I'm going to try a more. I'm going to try a more stable acceleration up the runway, and then instead of pitching the plane down to put pressure on the front wheel so that it kind of gives it a bit more grip, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to just pull back a bit just to take pressure off the front wheel. So now it'll be mainly relying on the two back. I don't know whether that's going to work, but hey. Oh man, this is scary stuff. The VOR part, I think I'm good with. We've done 2 flights already with VOR. But the end goal obviously is to reach Saint Agnant Airport, but also to line up with the runway at that final waypoint after using VOR and beacons. This is the old school flying. No GPS, guys. No GPS. Even though the plane, does it come with one, or can it? Yes, it does. The plane can be equipped with a GPS. But I'm using old school radios and stuff, so. This is the kind of flight that I would want to do and record it, not by streaming it. And then if the takeoff goes wrong, I can just keep doing it until I get it right. And then I edit it all and it all looks nice. And I put it online and it all looks like I've done a heroic job. But I said I would do the next one live, so there's still a bit of daylight left by the looks of it. Frame rate's looking good, 57, 53, 58, 60 frames per second. I mean, I'm not going to complain at that, guys. All right, here she is. Here she is. She's about to take us into France, right into Europe. Hey, guys, here's a question I don't know the answer to. Brexit. When we Brexited, what's the position with with Jersey and Guernsey? I know Gibraltar had to Brexit when UK did, but what about Jersey and Guernsey? Did they Brexit as well? Like, are they part of it? God, I looked at that security camera and I wanted to get out and shoot it. I've been playing too many games where I'm shooting CCTV cameras out. Anyway, yeah, Hitman and Sniper Ghost Warrior. So what's going on here with the shadowing? What's that all about? Look at this. Some strange going on there, isn't it? Well, what is this? Okay. All right, maybe it was still drawing in textures. I don't know. Oh, it was the same for them. Oh, yeah. Okay. I figured as it's British stuff that it would have to, but yeah. Anyway, less said about Brexit, the better. Okay. Oh boy. Right, first thing then is get the chocks and the tie downs off, otherwise we won't be going anywhere. I'm not comfortable with doing manual field selection on this one yet, because it's too much. I know what to do, it's too much to think of. And I'm going to be setting my timer on here at some point to 7.5 minutes when we get to that last beacon, assuming I'm it. All right, so we better get this thing cranked up then. Right, so as for the GPS, as you can see, we're using the old style radios here, and we've got this for the VORs, and this for the look how old this is. This is for the non-directional beacons. Okay. Right, anyway, let's set the air pressure properly and everything. So, right, that's good. Now then, we can switch to the GPS here. So we have this setup, a couple of Garmin's here. This is more new stuff, and then we've got another one where we've got the old and the new combined. So we could use the old one here, and then but this is only for we've got com2 and nav, and then if we start to get into a little bit of trouble, oh look, there's the bloody switch. I've been looking for that switch because I'm thinking once I've gone past the VOR, surely I can just switch to nav2, and it'll pick up the second one on the second dial here, on the nav2 dial. Oh right, this is for the autopilot to pick up on, right? Yes. Yeah. So, and then if it's meant to be for if the Garmin fails, you've got these two as your backup. But I'd be using these and having the Garmin as the backup. We've also got this, which is what I am definitely going to be using, which is the old school stuff. So that's what we're going to be sticking with. And let's turn that off, and we shouldn't need that anymore. Now, since we last flew, this plane has been updated to work all properly with the new sim updates. So it all works now. That window never used to work. Right, let's get underway, guys. So let's get this on. I may make a few mistakes on buttons and order, but it doesn't matter. I don't claim to be a pilot or anything. Okay, so we got beacon light, anti-collision, that is, isn't it? Yeah. We've got the radio lights and the panel lights, which we'll put those on. It's going to get darker. We'll put those on now. Okay, we'll get the mixture to the top, and we'll get the propeller revs to the top. We'll supply a little bit of throttle. In fact, let me do it with my throttle. Just want to make sure that that's all good. I hate this thing. It's automatic thing. When we take off, it's going to bring the wheels up on its own, but you can't put them down again. Right, so we've got that. Landing lights I'll save for now. Pitot heat I might not need, but we'll see. Oh, who switched the bloody fuel tank on? Oh, because it's set to automatic. Okay, good. Right, I'd like to do that myself. All right, so we've got fuel. Fuel is on, fuel tank is on, so magnetos to give the spark, and let's go. Okay, I'm just going to do a little quick test, guys. Just going to bring this up. Now, where's the amperes? Here, the amps. No, no, go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. I know it's normally done at 2000 revs, but I'm quite happy to do this. And the revs are dropping. Okay, that's the left bank. Back up to both. And the revs should climb again. All good. Yes, yes, yes. And the right one. Yep. Okay, let's go on both again. Fine. Happy with that. And back to idle, please. I'm just going to put a little bit of power on, otherwise that beep's going to really get on my nerve. Right, the important thing, which I'm hoping will stop me, will stop me from veering off to the side. So I'm going to just make sure the trims are okay. They're all zeroed. Right, are we good to go? No. I mean, we are, but am I good to go? Now, the actual runway here, I think it's down there, right? I think it's down there. So I'm just going to zoom into a little nav map just to look at the taxiways. So we're there. Yeah, it is. We just follow that. Follow the yellow brick road. Oh, now, if I go to ATC, I don't know if this will work. I have to tune into... Oh no, it's not ATC. Haha, I don't have to do it. It's this guy. Right, so if I say that my destination is Jersey, which is ridiculous, but let's set it anyway. And I put the... Oh no, I do have to tune ATC. Okay, well let me tell you what it is. Basically, you know when you get those great big blue arrows that there's the taxi guide? Well, I've changed them with a mod. And now they're about 25% of their size and they're green. And there's got little green tiny arrows, which just looks a lot more subtle than those great big blue ones. But if I set off a conversation for permission to take off with ATC, it's going to start bugging me the entire trip unless I switch frequently. So we'll use that another time. What I like is this though. Takeoff speed, which is 0. That's clever. Stall speed. Why isn't it giving me takeoff speed? Right. So I don't want to display directions and I don't want to display landing guides. Okay. If you know how to use NDB and VOR to define intersections with a PS flight computer. Oh, you have to know how to use NDB and VOR. Well, VOR... Well, you see how I fly, Tishan, and you critique me and let me know if I'm talking out of my rear wheels. Not. Okay, so let's taxi. So apparently there's a view here which is for that, and then these are new views I'm discovering now. You can have a quick look over there, see if you've left any sweet wrappers behind the dash. Okay. Oh yeah, we've got to tune our first VOR in, guys, and switch them all on. We better switch them on. See, this is the thing. I'm going to... Oh, who switched everything on? Why is everything switched on? I don't know why the radios are on. I'm supposed to do that manual. What? Okay. You haven't turned the volumes up though, have you? Because if without these volumes turned up, you don't hear the traffic control. You just don't hear it. You'll see the writing, but that'll be it. So yeah, well, let's switch this on. And on the beacon, we need to have that on ADF. I believe. Garmin GPS 100, we're not going to need it. It is on, but really don't think we're going to need it, but it's nice, so we'll keep it on. So the first VOR then, guys, is 114.3. So let's tune that in. And the second one we're going to get to, I just want to put it down here for safekeeping, which is 109.25. That's going to be VOR 2. Okay. Seem to have a volume on this thing as well. Is this so it can beep at us? Beep, 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 beep. Like parking sensors. Kendall, the German Shepherd. Am I using BatSim? I'm afraid I'm not that good, Kendall, to be honest. To be talking with traffic control people, I can't even converse in that language. And how the hell did this plane start? What's going on? I didn't put the fuel pump on, and I didn't prime the fuel, which I should have done, but yet it still started up. And why was all this on? I don't understand why things were switched on. What I maybe should have done in here was switched it to cold and dark. And maybe it was set on this, I don't know. Anyway, I'll bring my back. Okay, let's go. We have a flight in front of us. Alright, so brake is off. And it's going to be dark when we land, guys, so maybe... Should we go back an hour before we take off? I think I'd like to. It's okay with you guys? So we're just going to go back, say, 8 o'clock. There we go, that'll do. So that hopefully the light of day we were just getting will be that when we start to land. If I if I don't get lost. Right. No, no multiplayer, Candle. First it's set to single, and secondly, as I'm live streaming, I only like people with me if it's been pre-arranged beforehand. My first beacon, by the way, guys, is on 334. My handwriting is correct. Maybe we can arrange another time, Kendall? I don't know. But I need to be sure that I'm not going to be in a position where I'm going to get messed up with. So. Right, I may go off onto the grass while I'm tuning this. There we go. Now I'll tune in, I'll try and tune this in once I get up in the air. All I know is once we take off, I just have to head 174. I'm going to try to get to around maybe 4,000 or 5,000 feet. That should be okay. And I didn't really note the length of the runway. But I'll try and gauge it by sight and see how many flaps I want to use. Right. I think I will use one stage of flaps, but so I'm just going to try and be careful with the takeoff here, because oh, shut up. Okay, so we got flaps 1. Timer I don't need yet. Now, manifold pressure, where are you? I'm just going to ease this in. I won't go by the manifold pressure. I know I'm supposed to get it up to a certain amount, and that's enough to get me off the ground. Come on, please don't swerve. To programming all the radios again. If it starts to go nuts, I'm still going to try and get it off the ground. Here it goes. Really trying to hold this joystick steady. Why? Why? I don't know, but we got off anyway, so never mind. Alright, so let's start climbing, and let's start going to a heading of 174, which I also should have programmed in, and I didn't. It's already picked up the VOR, but the needle's the wrong way, so that's no good. Just switch this around. So we want the needle to fly back into the middle now. Whoops. I went right past it. Come on. Okay, 176. Which is pretty much, what did I say, 174? Okay. Because we're probably a couple of degrees out already. Alright, let's just add a bit more throttle then. So we can climb. Slight adjustment. Oh, that's better. And now see that we are lined up exactly, but I need to get onto the right heading. There we go. Okay. I'll be more comfortable once I level out. Yeah, the ground handling on this sim is a bit out, and I hope they sort it. I know there's a world update coming out very soon, but I don't know whether it's going to get fixed in that. I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, apparently this has been here since day one, so why would they fix it? Just want to my altitude. Once I've settled in my altitude, I can trim the plane out, and then the rest should be a lot easier. You see, it was supposed to put the gear in on its own, that thing, that beeping thing, and it clearly didn't. Goodbye, Jersey. Oh, Cardigan. Right, okay, this way. This way, I'm veering off course again. I don't mind flipping left and right on the course a little bit until I get to the altitude I want. I'm gonna go to 5,000. Be happy there. Just so the ground isn't too far away, and whoa, and we can see some nice scenery once we start getting over land again. Which will be a little while. It won't be until we get to the VOR that we get to land. Or to see the ground, I should say, not to actually land. Okay, so I'm not going to be bothered about flying exactly 5,000 feet, but ish more or less. Ish more or less. Just pitch trimming now, trying to pitch trim until we get this thing straight. Come on. Oh, you can do it. may fly a little bit off course because I'm not very good at multitasking in a plane. I want to be flying straight while I'm trimming, because I don't want to be turning to my heading and trim at the same time, because it's just, I think it's just not going to work right. Right, so the plane is level. Okay, leave go of everything. Okay, it's slightly trimming upwards, but okay, are we there? Nearly. Right, now we'll get ourselves back towards the beacon. That's correct, Steve. On Friday, be on the carrier by 2000 hours. Actually, if you, yeah, are you on my Discord? Because in the expedition channel it tells you the time. I can't remember which is UTC or I know it's 2000 hours, but I don't know if it's UTC or UK time. I suspect UK time, 1900 UTC. I suspect. Now, the autopilot on this plane does not have... Okay, let me put it another way. The autopilot in the real plane does not have altitude hold. It'll basically just do the heading for you. However, this plane does. It's a hidden button, which is here, altitude hold. They just hid it down there, and to pitch this plane out I might just do that, but right now we're at 6,500. You can see that as soon as I leave go of the joystick, the plane veers off to the left. So that's obviously the propeller, but you can compensate with that, for that, using this rudder trim. Keep it flying in a straight line. And I'm also going to want to know my true airspeed as opposed to what the needle's indicating, especially when it comes down for that last beacon. Okay, let's pick up the proper heading again. We are 16, well that's our, okay, I'll come back to that. We're 22 nautical miles. That's our, is that our, oh man, is that supposed to be our proper airspeed? Jeez. Yeah, we're cooking on gas in a minute because I need to lean the mixture out. I'm just keeping an eye on this EGT until the needle goes to the back. It is. And then I want this revs down to 2.5, which I can't see. 2.2, I mean, 2.2. I'm going to bring the manifold pressure down to 30. And leave this up at 2.2. Just for a bit more economy. Alright, back onto the heading then. Of course that's going to mess with the trim big time, but we could do with losing a few feet. trim. Just want to get this needle. Doesn't have to be, it can be a little bit over the zero, I think, for ultimate altitude hold. I think normally I think the needle rests just a little bit above the zero. It looks like we're going to be either flying into that low cloud or certainly right by the side of it. You're up north, are you? How far north are you going, Aquatic? Okay. Now I'm going to switch that to Omni heading, and okay, so the autopilot is on, and hopefully it's just going to turn me. Oh God. It's going to turn and line all this up for me. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm going to want to be pitch trimming. Okay, so now it's on autopilot and we've got it flying towards the VOR to intercept it nicely. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So we're slightly losing altitude there. Why is it being such a pain to trim out this one? Once it gets to zero, I'm going to move it back one fine click. Are we there? Is it held? Okay, now just pull up a little. There we go. A little bit more. Can you hold that? Try again. I'm just doing the altitude, the plane's doing the steering. Okay, it's still going down. Is that it? Just above the zero. I think we've got it trimmed. I'm not touching the joystick, I ain't touching anything. That altitude looks nice. And now the plane should, if we zoom in, we should see that it is turning towards the arrow. Hopefully. It's turning away. It's probably not quite lined up yet though, but I'm going to trust it. Right, so we're flying to the VOR, 11430, and that needle is perfect. Absolute perfectement. Oh, we are losing altitude now. Wait. At least we're back to around the 5,000. Okay. It's probably flying at this bit of an angle because of the winds, maybe? Is that right? Oh, looking to buy a cottage. Cool. Okay, I think another notch, another micro notch of trim. There it is. See how small the increments are on the wheel? I mean, I'm really moving it fine. And now, just that tiny click, now we're increasing altitude. But it doesn't matter. Right, let's bring the yoke back. And it's now switched on to the right tank. So, timer. I won't need that yet, but we want to switch it to 7. How the hell do you do this? How do I set the timer? Where do you make it go? How do I set this to 15? can't be like this. Can't be like this. That's just, that'll take forever. What am I missing? Do you do it here? I have no idea how to set the timer. ADF heading. What the hell is ADF heading? The wind is throwing us around a bit. Look at this, man. I'm not touching anything. My hands are off the controls. I might just engage this altitude hold. Okay, done it. Now hopefully it'll just keep us there. So we're now on GT autopilot. While I work out this timer. Oh, we're flying through the clouds, no wonder. Alright, what's my distance here? 2.9. So now we need to tune into 109.25 as soon as we pretty much get there. So let's just do it now. 109.25, and let's just change this heading to, come on, 100 and, let's go with 158. Oh, it's done it. There we go. Plane's already done it. Set 158. .157 I've got written down. But now we've got to get this to 35. Hold on a moment. Yeah, we've got to travel for 34 nautical miles. It's set to 34.6 because we turned a bit early. That's okay. And the next VOR, oh, hold on a second. Yes, I am correct. So let's set to the next VOR, which is 115. This is just like a note. I use this one just for notes. All right. So once this gets down to nothing, we should be okay. Hitting the first non-directional beacon after the last VOR should be easy. By just traveling away, because we can gauge. It's going to be from the last VOR. It's 31 nautical miles to the first beacon, but I can use the distance from the last VOR to find out when we get there, and then I can see what happens to that needle once I've got it programmed in, which is 334, which I've already got set and ready, waiting to go. Oh boy, right. So altitude is holding at 5,260. Right, so now, true airspeed. What's the temperature outside? Let's see if I can get a better view of this. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 degrees. Did we say 9 degrees? Yeah, about 9 degrees. Okay, so it's 9 degrees. And we are traveling at just over 5,000 feet. Okay. So we need to get the 5 onto the 9 degrees. So that's 0, 2, 4. Right, which is the marker for 0? It's got to be this big line, right? And then that little line will be 1. And then this big line is 2? Or is this little line 0, then the big one is 1? These big lines, the long lines, are they 1, 3, 5 and 7? and these little lines are 0, 2, 4, 6. Because if that little line is 0, what the hell's the measurements before it? I don't know if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 0, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, so if we change, we know we're at 9 degrees, right? So this is 30, 20, and 10. And we're at 5,000 something, 5,000 bit. So it's going to be, if I've got my measurements right, then we're traveling indicated 129, 128, and the true airspeed is 143. Yes? I mean, I don't know where the marker starts and ends, if I'm honest. And if you find out your air pressure at the airport on a website, you can turn the knob there and it will adjust your altitude correctly. Didn't test the lights, did we? They all work, thankfully. Look, we've even got OBS for live streaming. Yeah, my airplane call sign. Yeah, G Rusty. Yeah, look, it should be. Well, the problem with these liveries on this plane, or actually the problem with the plane, is it doesn't support dynamic call signs. So you can't just. It's supposed to reflect it on the plane, but it really just doesn't. And that's the only flaw I can pick with this plane, really, apart from takeoff. But I'm not going to blame the plane for that. So we're doing pretty well on the frame rates, guys. 60. I mean, that's good enough, because I have the game, the sim, capped at 60. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to close the window. I thought it was cold in here. Sorry. Freezing. Oh boy. Should we go and sit in the back? I mean, we're on autopilot, guys. We can go and sit in the back for a while. Get a view out the wing. There you go. Pilot's jumped out. Yeah, the nice light blooming going on here it's beautiful. Such an amazing sim. Okay, let's slide back over. Getting nervous. We're right in between the cloud layers, aren't we? Yeah. So yeah, the call sign, it should be on the tail. And in other planes it normally is, but not this one. No acrobatic maneuvers, including spins, approved. Demonstrated crosswind component, 17 knots, maneuvering speed, 118 knots, indicated airspeed at 2750 pounds. C, POH. POH, guys, anybody on that one? Points of hate. Yeah, I said I was going to slow down to 100 knots, didn't I? I don't think I want to do that anymore. I think I want to do 120 when I get to that last beacon. So let me just do a quick calculation. 120 multiplied by 1.15. Whoops. This stupid thing doesn't want to put the decimal point in. So that's 138 miles per hour divided by 5.2. What? How can it be 25.9, for God's sake? Yeah, it is. This doesn't make any sense. unless I've done a wrong calculation. Oh yeah, it's 15.2. Okay, 1 divided by 15.2. 8.8. That doesn't make any sense. How can we be flying for longer when we're going faster? I'm lost here, guys, with this. If we're traveling 135 miles an hour to cover 100, oh, piss off. 135 miles an hour. We want to cover 15.2 miles. How long will it take? 8.8. How can that be a bigger number than the last one when we were traveling at slower? I think this is our ground speed, right? Estimated 143 ground speed, which is, I'm not far wrong when I was doing that little calculation up here. I'm not far wrong. It says 145 there, but I'm prepared to knock it back. Yeah, all depends on the temperature. Yeah, so now calculating how long it's going to take. Anybody better at maths than me? How long will it take to cover 15 miles traveling at 135 miles an hour? Because I'm obviously doing something wrong in the calculator. Okay, so we've covered that VOR. We're heading to Rennes right now, which is this next one at 109.25. 6 minutes. Yeah. I think I'm probably, if it's going to be cloudy like this, I'm going to have to start my descent to get below the clouds so I can do it by visual. That might be the only way. Yeah, there must be we must be having a bit of a wind there because it's not putting us straight with the arrow. So obviously it's compensating for something. However, I can tell you that we are bang on target in terms of the heading, in terms of exactly where we're supposed to be. Looking over a little nav map of the flight plan I created, we are right over the line, right on top of it. Let me just show you guys. I have changed it to a black theme, but you guys can handle black themes, right? I just like it like that because it's just darker for me. It's nice. So if you see where the plane is, you can see that we are actually straight on it, which is great. And we're going to be coming down. We're actually heading towards this VOR right now, the one at the bottom of the screen there, and then we're going to be slightly changing course to the right, or at least the plane will. I'm just doing the calculations. Is it 6 minutes? 135 miles an hour divided by 15.2. Oh no, wait a minute. 135 divided by 15.2. Yeah, 0.0665. Yeah, 6.5 minutes. This is crazy. I get a different answer every time. See, now I get 8.88. So nearly Nearly 9. It can't be. That can't be the correct value. I don't know why my brain's not working for this. I really don't. I was pretty good at maths at school, but you forget stuff. If I'm traveling at 135 miles an hour, right, then to cover 10 miles, no, to cover 13.5 miles, it'd take 1/10 of an hour, which is 6 minutes. But I need to cover 15, so it's going to be around 7 minutes then. Okay. Well, anyway, if we count for 7 minutes, once we turn on the heading for the runway, we should visually be able to see it. So, yeah, we should be okay. Okay, we are now 2.3 nautical miles away, so we're going to start programming the next VOR in soon, which is 115.5. It's a little turn to the right. There should be a little turn to the right. Once we get under, say, I don't know, about half a mile, make the turn. The scenery's looking great. So 100, let's do it now. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Right. Come on then. You switched yourself off, get yourself back on again. 115.5. There we go. And there it goes, executing the right turn. And we are 54 nautical miles away from that. And on my piece of paper here, it says 55 nautical miles. Yeah, it's doing it. Everybody's doing it, guys. Oh, but wait a minute. To tune this in. Whoa. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. I've got to tune it in. Come on. Why aren't you moving? Stupid dialogues, man. There we go. Right, now you can move us. We went a bit too far there. So now we're going to be on this for 55 nautical miles, this little bit. So we can have a look outside in a bit. I want to see if my drone is working because I had to unplug this. Oh yeah, we're good. Nearly just had the wing for breakfast there. I believe we are heading down. Let's go a bit quicker, shall we? Let's come to, gives you a bit of an idea of the speed we're traveling. So we're not going quite as fast as a Ferrari flat out, but we're doing some, imagine traveling like this speed on the road. Where are we? I'm above the clouds, obviously. This is really the scenic route. Look at that. Look at the way the reflection on the water there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's the sun hitting it. So sweet, man. That is nice. But I don't plan on finding my plane, so I'm going to go to camera and reset the drone. I believe that, yep. Yes, I didn't want to go looking for the plane again. And then we have, of course, external mode, which we can just use the mouse. Oh, the lighting in this sim is just phenomenal. Until they start releasing games on Unreal Engine 5, I don't think you're going to see lighting like this. I don't know, they're just the way the whole thing lights up. That's pretty much, I haven't been on too many planes, but I know that that's what it looks like. And I'm hitting 60 frames per second with everything you see here on a 1080. I can't not be impressed with this. And now, of course, we also have, if we were going to do a bit of sightseeing, we've got the flight assistant to help us out with this. By going into, we go to cities, we can find a city, and we've got landmarks. Is that a girl's tomb or something? I don't know. So, and then you can just hit, now you've got the castle, you can just hit set destination. It won't go there, but it will show you the display direction, which looks like, oh, it's over there. There it is. We could use the drone to get over there, but it's going to be a fair distance. Then you can fly yourself there. So this is really, really cool add-on that they did in the last update. Hey Jeffrey! I passed Ren's, did I? Oh yeah. Yes. I did in my car too. Actually no, when I drove from the UK to Gibraltar, we went past Nantes, because I remember many signposts. We stopped at Le Mans for some pee and petrol. I didn't buy any pee. I left it there. Pee and petrol. Stop at Le Mans. Of course, you can expect the petrol station had loads of those fairly good-sized toy cars of all the Le Mans races and everything. Really good. And then we stopped. Where was that other place where we had the coffee? Oh, I can't remember. Stopped in a very small place. Rouen. Of course, Rouen. It's got got a very famous racetrack as well. So Rouen and Le Mans. The Rouen track is amazing to drive on. I can only gauge by the simulators, but it's amazing. Yeah, and then we drove to the border with Spain, and then all the way down through the middle of Spain, through Madrid, and then Marbella, and then into Gibraltar. It's about 1,000, I think 1,500 plus miles, something like that. Did 2 days in a BMW E46. The motorway miles muncher. Let's have a look, see what this is doing. Self-test in progress. Go to. See, I don't have a clue how to use this. I know it works, but I don't know. Range 20.6 nautical miles to what? I don't want to press anything in case the autopilot starts picking this thing up. Oh God. Waypoints. I'm going to turn it off because I don't want it interfering with anything. So 16 minutes, is that right? Yep, 16 minutes. We are away from, at this speed, 138 knots. We are 16 minutes away from this beacon. Doesn't name the beacon though. Shame. The next beacon is called NTS. And then the one after that, which, oh, that's it. This is the last VOR, guys. So there is nothing after this, so we can turn that off. I don't need it. Yeah. This is the last. Then we're going to switch onto the beacons. This is where I'm going to start messing up. I mean, I'll be able to get myself to the airport, I think, still, but once it picks up, this needle should kick in. But we're quite a distance away yet. I don't know what the range is on an NDB, but I think they're quite low frequency, aren't they? So I'm not sure what the range of them is. The question is, when we get to Saint Agnant Airport, is where are we going to fly to next? Will the next flight get us into Spain? And the answer is probably, because the distance from Jersey to Saint Agnant is, if we make that same distance again, we will be into Spain. So we could maybe go to Zaragoza. Let's have a look. Just measuring it with literally with my hands, with my fingers on the screen. Okay, it's a little bit longer than this flight, but not by much. So we could land. I'm not going to land in the main Zaragoza airport, although we could. We could, Aeropuerto de Zaragoza there. Yeah, Zaragoza would be a good one. But then, do I come through the middle of Spain, or do we come down the east side, hitting places like Valencia, Alicante, Murcia, and then on to Malaga, and then do that final Malaga to Gibraltar run? Yeah, I think Zaragoza would be a really good, that would be a good one. Yeah, that Rouen track was nice, Tishan. Oh man, I've done a few races with that in R Factor, and using the, oh, don't forget the name of the mod, the DRM mod in the original R Factor. I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a feeling. Those cars are just crazy power, and man, it's just a fantastic track, absolutely brilliant. But it exists in the simulators, even if it doesn't do do it in real life, even if it doesn't exist in real life. Yeah, but Madrid is really getting right into the middle of Spain, and I kind of wanted to hook. Oops. I kind of wanted to hook down the coast. Zaragoza to Madrid. Yeah. And then what? A whole trip from Madrid to Gibraltar straight off. Or maybe stopping at Sevilla or something like that. I don't know. We could maybe do Zaragoza to Madrid after that. I don't know what the distances are. Zaragoza to Madrid looks quite a short hop, but I think I'd like to stay or head towards the coast, just to do a coast run, you know. Yep, Rouen Les Essarts, that's it. Held the F1 France GP, yes, in the 50s. It was good stuff. Right, I need to get back in the cockpit. So we are 11 minutes from the VOR, and at some point, I don't know what distance it's going to be. I think this is on the correct setting, ADF. I believe that is correct. I'll soon find out, won't I? But I'm not really bothered about the first beacon, because all I need to know is that once we've hit this VOR, that we're changing to a frequency of 156, and then I have to stay on that for 31 miles, nautical miles. So I'm going to turn the heading bug to 156. Now because, oh, it is displaying the numbers. Okay. When did they start adding this thing? Okay. Are they doing it on the mixture as well? No. Baskets. Right. So my heading needs to be 156, so I'm going to knock that up there. That's where I need to go next. I need to line the plane up with that next. There's no... The autopilot won't be able to do it because we're flying away from it. Unless I set the... Yes, it will. Of course it will. If I change from Omni to heading, and then I just set it to 156 here, right? Done. Just change it out from Omni. Aye. Now this thing, I know you're supposed to change the setting, but I don't know if it's... I think it's this one. I don't know whether I should have a little test. Let's have a test. Okay, it works. Because sometimes you can't bring the wheels up, and I've had times where I can't bring them down. It's crazy. I'll have to look in the manual we can figure out what all that is for. Revs are exactly right. Manifold pressure's a little bit on the high side. I'd like to have it on 30. So we can do that. We can bring it down to 30. Get some nice fuel economy going there. I did have to use this once. I was heading to an airport and the sun was right there. It was really bright, and putting this down, it really did help. Really did. So I'm grateful they've got that thing in and functioning. Eight minutes then to the next one. So far so good, but now... Oh, Sierra Nevada. You know, I never did manage to go there when I lived in Gibraltar for all those years. Sierra Nevada, yeah, you just go... I mean, you know, east coast of Spain, going, well, a little bit further in Granada, and you just went skiing. Jeffrey, are you here? Have you been to Sierra Nevada? I can't ski anyway. I'd probably just have broken something. I've never broken a bone in my entire life, but I probably would have done it if I'd gone to Sierra Nevada. Yeah, here, try some skis on. Yeah, okay. Left leg on one side of the tree, right leg on the other, and the gentleman's vegetables smashed up against the trunk. Yeah, just like in the cartoons. No, thank you. I go there imagining I can ski like James Bond being chased down a mountainside. End up on a child's sled. Getting a bit too creaky for skiing. Yeah, man. Me too. I never did go. But what is it to Sierra Nevada from Gibraltar? Is it like 6 hours or 8 hours or something? I know it's quite a journey. Like Madrid's only 6.5 hours or something. Oh, we have a plane, guys. I don't know what flight. Oh, forget it. 38,000 feet. Some live traffic. It's up there. It's up here. So where are we? Yep, it should be up here, but it's too much. Oops. Let's get this off. There's a screenshot. I can Photoshop the lollipops out. That is a lovely shot, isn't it? Dear Microsoft, Asobo, please give us a keybind to toggle on and off all the markers. All of them. The markers you want to display, you can select which ones you want on and off from within the menus, right? So you've got maybe 6 or 7 different kinds of markers. and you can choose which ones you want on and off. So let's say I've got 4 markers displayed and 3 not displayed. I need a toggle that turns everything off, and then when I turn them back on, it only turns on the one that I selected in the menus, right? Because to have these turned off for screenshot purposes, video purposes, or just times when you just don't need them. I don't need these, and I could turn them off in the menu, then I might need them again later. So I'd just like to have a toggle. There's a stadium down there, look guys, I think, here. What was the frame rates we were doing? Yeah, I've turned up the traffic on this to max, and we're still hitting some fairly decent frame rates. I don't know how they do it. Family comes from Murcia area. Okay, from a little village near the Andalusia border. Oh right, Tishan. Cool. Yeah, I mean, apart from driving up to Madrid a couple of times to see my family, I only ventured normally as far as Malaga. I drove once to Portugal for the 1995 Formula 1 Grand Prix in Estoril. I went there. David Coulthard's first ever win. And it was cold. It was cold. Let's just say it was cold. And there was a guy going around the crowd selling ice cream. Os lados. Really? Nobody was buying. Nobody was buying anything. Only the people who wanted to come across as brave bought an ice cream on that day. The traffic is, well, maybe not the traffic in the volume, but the way people drive, they're maniacs, pretty much, where I was. But in Estoril, I stayed in a little place just outside, because I went for the whole weekend. And, man, this is what happens, guys, when you don't book a place before you go. We went to the track and then we tried to find a place when we got there. Otherwise we would have been sleeping in the car. Me and my nephew went, and we got this place. It was grotty. I'll tell you how grotty it was. It was like sleeping in an outside shed, and you could literally, I kid you not, you could hear the rats scurrying on the roof above you. That kind of grotty. But it didn't cost very much, and it was only for a couple of nights. So we just did it. We just hung it out. But what I will say is there was a motorway coming out of Portugal. We took this motorway that it was brand new. This motorway had just been done, and there was nothing on it. I think I saw 2 other cars. I think I was on the motorway for about an hour and a quarter, and there was nobody on it. It was fantastic. But the first thing you notice when you drive from Spain into Portugal, the first thing that struck me really visually was how much, I have to say it, is how much cleaner it was. Portugal was like somebody had been and hoovered the place up compared to Spain. It was just so neat. I don't know what it's like today, but that's just the impression I got back then in the 90s. Yeah, rustic experience. A rusty experience. A rusty wasn't even thought of then. Wasn't even born. The dog, I mean. But yeah, we saw the race. It was very cold. Ukyo Katayama had a massive crash. David Coulthard won his first race, and then we drove home. But this place, I can't remember what it was called. I'll have to see if I can dig it up. Near Estoril, there's a little town just outside. In fact, it's right on Estoril. It's not in Estoril, but it's so close to it. And it's It has a shopping centre. Ah, Cascais. It was called Cascais. 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 There's a shopping centre in Cascais. Oh, wow. Man, I'll tell you what. That they had this bookstore with, it had like 2 floors. You know those ones where it's like it's 2 floors but there's no floor? So it's just like the books all round the outside. Like it's just a balcony all round the outside. You know, and it's just books and books, and you can climb up ladders like they do in a library to pick a book off the shelves and stuff. And there was this place that served baked potatoes, jacket potatoes, and the amount of different fillings you could put on. I just had simple. I had cheese and something like that, and my nephew went with like a chili kind of thing. And I tell you what, oh man, it was to die for. Absolutely unreal. Right guys, that's it. The VOR is done. We now need to change to that heading. So, autopilot, goodbye. Well, actually no, let's change to the... Oh, now. Yeah, now I've gone on to nav. It needs to fly. Now what are you doing? Is it going to pick up the heading bug? Is it? Let's put this on 156. Okay, yeah, it did. I don't think it's even bothering with this now. Right, so now we're heading towards the beacon, but we need to be away from this. So now it's turned to from, and it has to be for 31 nautical miles. But now this number should now be getting larger. There we go. Oh boy, this is now the nervous bit. And I'm just going to estimate, if I stay at this speed, I'm going to estimate 6.5, 7 minutes before making the final turn, and then completely botching the landing. I mean, making a perfect landing. Yeah. Yeah, so that was my experience at Portugal. And the year before that, I'd gone to the 1994 Formula One race in Jerez, and also to the 1997 Formula One race in Jerez. That famous one where Schumacher tried to take out Jacques Villeneuve. Yeah. Freaky Deaky, good evening, sir. How are you? Freaky Deaky dude. Oh man. I see these marks on the window of the plane, and there's been a couple of times where I've tried to scrape it off my monitor screen thinking it's that. It catches me out. Especially when you zoom in. Well, maybe not. No, maybe it's better like this. You think that's a speck of dirt on your monitor or something. It's caught me out a couple of times. The coastline of Portugal is amazing. Yeah, I've never actually been to the coastline, unfortunately, but I have seen pictures, and it does look good. Hey, look, guys! Is it just taken off? I bet it's just taken off from somewhere, because why would it be that low? Where's the airport? Is it this? I don't know. You see that? It's definitely ascending quite quickly. Oh, cool. Live traffic. Man, that thing's going fast. I wonder if it's probably too far away to see the contrails, because they do have them in this simulator now. But yeah, I think it's going to be way too far away. But how cool. I can tell you that it is, the plane code is EZS1366, and it is Swiss. Top Swiss is the airline. It says AI stroke multiplayer aircraft. That can't be right. It can't be multiplayer. It's not saying what kind of plane it is. It's flying to LSGG. Okay, well that's Geneva. And I know that because I've messed around in Geneva not so long ago in this game. It's actually going to Geneva. And it took off from LFRS, which I don't know where that is. But it must be, it can't be far from round here. Because that plane was low when we first saw it. But I can't see any flashing lights for a runway. How cool to pick up a jet though. Oh, nice. Right, what's our distance? 10.7. Okay. Just relaxing after last weekend's road trip. Cool. Glad that it all went safely. So we're flying away from here now, aren't we? 31 nautical miles, and then we're going to pick up. We've got 11 nautical miles to go, and the needle has picked up, look. And apparently we are pointing right at it, or let's say within a degree or so. Yeah, it's come alive. So once we've got to that beacon, then I have to change to a heading of 166 for 32 nautical miles. The problem is I don't know when 32 nautical miles finishes. I think we're a little bit off course, guys, to be honest. According to this, we're a bit to the left of where we should be. So I'm just going to take off the autopilot just for a moment and just see if I can bring ourselves just to a bit more in line with where we should be. I want to get this, oops, yeah, okay, that's bound to go to the left because I'm veering to one side. I'm okay with that. Just bring us back a little bit. This is all new to me. This NDB stuff. NDB, not done it before. That's what that should stand for me. Okay, let's get it back on, and we're there. Whoa. Yeah, I could have changed the heading here, but I think the heading is, oh sugar. I need to change this thing to there. So I want to just experiment with something. So if I change this, oh, stop zooming in. I need to see the land. Okay, so the plane is obeying the heading bug now. Yeah, so I'm flying the plane with this little button, which I kind of like that. Hey, Sebastian, how you doing, man? Not a COVID or passport check in sight. Wow. LFRS is Nantes. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Nantes to Geneva, that plane then. But I've only got online AI. I mean, yeah, online, like real life traffic. I don't have any. As far as I'm aware, I don't have any. I don't have anything like AI planes as such. You know, like just flying fictional routes, so to speak. So I believe that is reflecting a real flight. Okay. So. We're heading a bit more right than we need to, but I'm good with that. It's lined up there. Yeah, I'm good with this. And we have another plane that's going to pass in front of us, but the problem is it's at 36,000 feet, so the chance of us seeing it, no. You have a crosswind, won't you miss the beacon even if you point at it? Well, I don't know. I mean, we've got the needle here that tells us which direction the beacon's in. You've got ADF heading there, look, and then on the yoke. No, maybe that's not. What is this? Yeah, okay, that's for the button behind. Does anyone know how to set the timer? I'm trying with mouse wheel. Like, there's the clock. You go into timer mode. That starts and stops it. That resets it. How do I increase? Oh, it's not a countdown, Rusty. It's a timer upwards. You stupid pillock. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Fetch me the medication, nurse. Hopefully we'll get back on track with the beacon, which we are. I don't know how far it is to get there. I mean, this is how far we are away from the last VOR, and we know that the distance between the last VOR and the beacon is 31 nautical miles, so we just have to wait for that to hit 31 and then we're at the beacon, by which time this needle should start whizzing around and then pointing downwards, right, when we go past it. And then we know to make the heading. I don't know, I'm just guessing. What do I know? I'm just... No, well, yes, pun intended. I'm just winging it. I'm literally winging it. Which is probably where the term came from. Oh, what can we do? Let's open the oil flap. Will it let me open the oil door? Oh, it does. Oops. Put it down, put it down. Oh. I thought it wasn't going to go down there. Sorry. Let's bring in a... Oh, look at that. Look at the... How much does she weigh? What? Where's she gone? Oh. Where's the co-pilot? Not visible. Well, it's counting for the weight, but it's not putting her there. I think we need an update for this plane. Okay. Used to be able to put the co-pilot there. Just make a slight course adjustment. And that looks like it's pretty much bang on. 154. You see now again, according to, if I glance over at little nav map, we are out of place, and that coincides with that needle. So autopilot, go. We need to go. I'm keeping the plane at, oh actually if I turn the autopilot off, is this, yeah, I'm going to keep it holding the altitude. That's it. I don't like this. I prefer to just fly it. Oh God, get the zoom right. There we go. So as long as I'm lined up with that needle, I'm gonna be sort of happy-ish. 30. Okay, so we should be hitting that beacon any moment. Let's see what happens to the needle, and then I've got to change to a heading of 166. So I'm going to program that in. That's my next destination, 166. So this yellow needle now is superfluous. We do not need it. All right, we are right on top of this beacon, I think. Or we're about to be. Yeah, there it goes. See? Now you know you've hit it. Okay, so now we need to go to the next one, which is at 166. So let's head, oops, away. And the frequency for the next NDB is 322. Let me just get on the heading and then we'll start try and pick it up. Okay, so that's that. So 322. Yes, and it's picked it up, and we were nearly bang on target there, which I expected because I knew the way to go. But even if I didn't know that flying at 166 degrees was the next way to go, this needle would have told me. So all I have to do now is keep following this needle until it goes wonky, and then I turn to the next beacon. Oh my god. I hope this works. I didn't have to work today, so I'm halfway through your Sunday stream. I know. You know that Sunday, the Sunday stream was, it went into what, 5 hours? But it really felt like 3, honestly. It felt like I was just 3 hours in. But I think that was mainly because the first couple of hours was just going over the expedition. And even if I think about it now, it's crazy that just, I know I can talk, but Jesus, I mean, 2 hours just to cover the expedition. But hopefully I got every detail in. But if you're just concerned with the going on the expedition on Friday, you only need to watch the first 2 hours. Otherwise, if you're not going, skip the first 2 hours. I should have put a chapter point in. Yeah. I had a bit of a scare today, guys, actually, because I couldn't access my channel, and I thought I was a victim of one of those, your channel has been deleted, because I came to my own channel, and it said, please put up a video, like your first video, please upload your first video. And I thought, oh my god, what? I thought, where's all my videos? There was nothing on the main page. You know, when you just go to my main channel page, it wasn't showing any videos. And I asked a few people. A couple of people were seeing it, and a couple of people weren't. But in my YouTube studio, in my content manager, I was able to see all of my stuff. So it was there, and I hadn't lost everything. I haven't done anything. I haven't like fallen for any scams or nothing, because I've had no communication out from anybody to do with YouTube or Google or anything. So yeah, there was a few people saying that they could access it, but I couldn't. I couldn't see, logged in as me, I couldn't see it. So I found the page where you can go for YouTube help, and then it takes you to Google help, and then there's actually a Google chat feature, and it put me in a little bit of a queue. I had to wait maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then I ended up chatting live to a guy from Google, which was really cool. And I think it was under the YouTube creators help or something like that. But I got chatting with this guy, and he said, oh, give me 5 minutes and I'm just going to check it out. And then he came back and said, give me another 5 minutes. I said, okay. I don't care how long it takes, as long as he fixes it. And he came back and he said, well, I'm going to have to refer this to our specialists. And I thought, oh geez, you know, what's going on? But I had confidence, because I wasn't bothered at all, because my content was actually there. So I wasn't really concerned too much. And then they said, oh, expect an email from us within a day. So I thought, okay, you know, I was going to live stream Flight Sim tonight, but obviously I won't be able to, because even though I could upload or live stream, I didn't want to add content in case it confused matters, you know, or maybe something Google did would have wiped it out because they reset the channel. I don't know. I thought it was not a good idea. But then after about an hour or so, I think it might have been, or maybe less, I refreshed my page and it was all back. So I'm assuming that they've sorted whatever it was. I have not had an email yet that I know of, but clearly they've sorted it. And they said that they've had many reports of it happening, so yeah. We're back. Healthy enough? Oh, I don't know about healthy enough. Yeah, my head was busted today. I wake up, I've got a sore throat every single day. But yeah, it is what it is. Now this beacon, I reckon it's here. Trieste Airport. I reckon that's where this beacon is. And we're going to find out when we fly over Trieste Airport. I happen to be pushing the plane down, don't I? As soon as you fly over Trieste Airport, this is going to start going nutty. I'm actually lost as to where I am now. 322 is the next beacon which we've picked up, right? So I need to cross all my I'm trying to cross off everything I'm doing as I'm doing it, so I know where I am while I'm going to get lost. So I need to be back on course. I'm a little way over. Yeah, Trieste isn't where the beacon is. I'll have you know. Got a little bit to go yet. But it's getting to be a very, very nice looking time of day right now. We've got some lovely, lovely scenery. And I'm just going to put on the autopilot again, just keep that heading on, and also the altitude. And I want it to just stay following that heading bug, if the plane doesn't mind. So we can take a quick look outside. There is the sunset. That's another screenshot. Aerodrome, what? You have to actually point at the thing for it to light up. And I had it in my eye shot there, and it went away. But these markers do light up if you point at them, or not. In the plane they do anyway, I think. No? They make me look like a fool. Yeah. Normally you just look at them and they light up, but clearly that's not happening. Oh well, it was something. Maybe it'll pop up again, I doubt. Oh, I know what it... What song's that? Right, so landmarks, it's got to be here. The Battle of La Rochelle, wow. Is that it? Okay. No fauna nearby. Cities. That's Saint Michel in Lerm. What that is. Saint Denis. Oh yeah, Dennis has to pay. Okay. It's going to be a dark landing. As if me trying to line up with... Actually, I was about to say, as if me trying to line up with the wrong way isn't bad enough. I've got to do it at night. But night will probably help because the lights are going to be flashing on that runway and they're going to be a lot easier to see. So I think I like the idea of that. Yeah, it was a good idea to put the clock back an hour. Because this is just beautiful now. So I'm not sure when it is. I think it might be August 27th, so like just over a couple of weeks away, for World Update 6. Yeah, World Update 6. which is Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, I believe, is the next update coming at the end of the month. So that's going to be awesome. Probably do a few flights around there. Look at the reflection here. And, oh, you can't see it when you look away. See here? The reflection. And here. That's reflecting this Garmin, these Garmin buttons. This batch here is getting reflected here. But you need the glass or the windshield setting to be on ultra to get this. Anything other than ultra won't get those reflections. And here you've got this line going up here, which is probably top of this dashboard maybe, or this A-pillar, I don't know. Okay, we need to just make a slight heading adjustment then to the right. I'm going to do that with the heading bug, just to bring us online with the beacon needle. I'm going to do it in some small increments. We're probably 180, going to go to 180. Because looking at little nav map, we have ventured a little bit out to where we're supposed to go. I can show that to you guys. Second. Where is the window? There it is. So you can see up at the top of the screen there. I can't put a mouse pointer, but you can see the plane traveling. The purple line is the ideal flight line, and you can see we're a little bit way out, but we've just made a course adjustment going by the needle, and now you can see that's bringing us right back on course to the beacon at the bottom there. Yeah. So whatever I'm doing, it's working. Now some of the lights have come on in the towns. Do we have to go to Jupiter? No, just to Mars, silly. Yeah, look at this. Oh. It's going to get dark very soon. Yeah, it is. And I don't think I've got any more lights to put on. That's pitot heat, then we've got landing lights we can put on. So that's just this little pillar at the front. It's just too good, man. Ain't no sunshine. Yeah, I thought so, because I listened to a cover of that earlier on. I think it was last night. I heard it was a 12-year-old girl on YouTube, and it was she covered this Bill Withers song. I can't remember her name now. 12 years old, and she was amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah. Although if you want to hear an amazing cover by a young, well, she was young at the time, she's older now. Just Google for Alyssa Baker singing Elvis's cover of you know that one that goes, "Wise men say," that one. Can't help falling in love. Yeah. I'm going to pop that in the chat. Look for her and Can't Help Falling in Love cover, where she's just sat at the piano. Man, goosebumps, guys, I'm telling you. And I'm not going to lie, I think it was better than Elvis's version. Ooh, yeah. Oh, needs a slight course correction here. So I'm gonna do it with the heading bug, seeing as how the autopilot's on. this way, this way, this way. Flying the plane with the mouse wheel. Because we have now we've now intercepted directly onto that purple line now. So yeah, following that needle, it really does just work. It really does. Straighten that up now. There we go. It just works. Yeah, I know, freaky. It was. I tell you what. Just listen to it for yourselves, and then you decide. I think she absolutely killed it. Yeah. Wow. Like everywhere you look. Wouldn't it be cool if you could close the curtains? Oh, I hope after all this I don't botch the landing. That would just be... That wouldn't be nice, would it? Okay, we need to make another slight course correction, because we're now no longer on the purple line. I'm not going by the purple line on the little nav map, I'm going by this needle. Just want to keep adjusting the course until we line up with the orange mark. Oh, wait a minute, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, no, it's supposed to be, see, the arrow's supposed to be pointing to the bottom because we're moving away from the beacon, right? So, am I not going in the wrong direction then? Let me come off autopilot. Because the next place we're heading to is the final waypoint. So we need to have the beacon, the last beacon, at 180 degrees, which is exactly where it needs to be. Because we want to be flying away from it. There we go. Perfect. So I'm going to start descending. Because once we make the turn, guys, it's 3.8 nautical miles. So I want to get all my descension. Is that even a word? I want to get all my descending done by the time we make the turn, or most of it. I don't want to be on the ground, obviously. Is she better than the UB40 version? I'm not a big UB40 fan, so I'm going to go with yes on that one. Just listen to it, honestly. I've never heard UB40's version, if I'm honest. I've not heard it. But, yeah. So as soon as this needle starts going really crazy, I make my final turn on 124 degrees. That's all I need to know. 124. And if we don't get ourselves further back this way, that 3.8 nautical miles that I told you that I was going to have is going to become like 100 meters. I need to get myself over here a little bit, get myself back on course, because I put that waypoint in manually to give myself some space to land this plane. But we need to be starting to slow down and also go down. Because we are not far from landing now, guys. We are almost there. So I need to get back onto the where this needle's pointing. Get back onto it. I don't mind if I'm a bit further away from the airport than I intended when I turned. That's fine with me. That is absolutely fine with me. I don't mind that at all. There it is, guys. There's the F. There's the runway. Oh my god, we need to go down. But we've done it. We've done it with the beacons and everything. Right, I'm going to throttle back now because we need to descend fairly quickly. And it's also time to bring the mixture up and the propeller revs up. I'm going to butcher this landing, I just know it. But look, I mean, I used 3 beacons and it got me here. We are going to be coming in quick to start with, but I think I can slow the plane down. I hope I can slow the plane down enough to bring the gear out and the flaps and everything. Don't worry about that. That's just me coming right off the throttle. That's absolutely fine. How am I going to slow this down? If I have to go around, oh Jesus, it's going to be... Because I still have to keep descending. Alright, let's try and level it out. Oh no, no, we're too quick. Oh God. I'm bringing the gear out anyway to slow down. Okay, we might be okay, guys. The speed's dropping. Okay, second set of flaps. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? The only thing spoiling it really is those markers. I need to add a bit of pitch trim in there now just to keep this plane good. That's it. Now we can add a bit more throttle in. Beautiful. Okay. Full flaps now. Gear is out. It better be. It is. I don't trust it on this plane. We actually did it. We actually got lined up from beacons. How satisfying for me. We are flying a bit low though. I thought we were going to be too high, but yeah, we are low. We got 4 red lights, and that means we're too low. We need 2 red, 2 white, and we're bang on. But I just want to get this thing down. Please don't squiff off the runway when we land. Plenty of runway, take your time. Oh God, like butter. Okay, put the front wheel down. Oh, don't do your little tricks. This yawing thing, I don't know, maybe I need to alter my sensitivities on the joysticks. The joystick, because it might just be that. We are on the ground. Yes, man. Now. Oh, did we? Oh, there's a taxiway there. There's a taxiway there. Spin this thing around. In fact, we can do it right here. Turning circle on this is awesome. There is 2 more taxiways further up apparently, but didn't want to travel all the way there. So as long as another plane isn't coming in anytime soon, we'll be okay. Just going to follow those green dots now. Look at the horizon though. Brilliant. Just landing just after sunset. Just been so good. I'm going to park over by the hangar, I think, because there's nowhere else for planes here. This airport, airfield, other than by these buildings. By the looks of the map. Don't want to hit that truck. Now if I was flying in persistent mode, then when we take off on the next flight for the next leg, I'd have to refuel, maybe even top up with oil, recharge the battery, everything. Do shush. It's because I've got flaps on still. Let me take the flaps off. Is it the flaps? Better come back down here, I think, and twiddle this little switch. Okay, Not bad, eh? I can't believe I did it. I wasn't 100% sure I would. So we've done 1, 2, 3 VORs and 2 beacons and a waypoint to get here. Right, let's begin the shutdown process. This is already off. This needs to go to off. Where's my headlight? Literally a headlight. It's like having a light on your head. This off. Oh, off. Off. If you were flying persistent mode, you would have to switch this stuff off. Because if you don't, if you leave like a light on or something, you're going to end up, you're going to find out that your battery might be flat the next time you come to the plane. And you don't really want that. Okay. Put the propeller down, turn the mixture off. Turn that off. Toes off. That's all off. Fuel mixture selected. Come on, fuel mixture selection 2 off. Cuts the tank off. Parking brake is set. So all that's left is alternator off. Oh, panel lights need to yeah. Again, you see, if I'd missed that and it was persistent, I could have drained the battery. Okay. Turn my headlamp off. Oh, and then just turn the battery off. Should be good. Is it? Have a dark plane. Welcome to Saint Agnant. Oh. A couple of other small planes there. And the stars are out. Is the moon out anywhere? I have seen the moon on occasion, but I don't know if it's... I have to wait a while because the sun's just barely going down. You can just see that in the background. Looking gorgeous as always. I'm going to just do a quick thing when I show you the new taxiways, because if you guys have got this... Oh, there's the moon. There's the moon, guys. If you want different taxiways or more subtle ones, then you might want to see this. So what we can do is stay here, I think. Bring the sun up, because we can. And then I'm gonna have to power the plane up though, because I can't talk to the traffic control. So we've got electronics. Okay, that should be enough. Oh, there's no tower. Okay. Problem. Come out and go to a proper airport. Yes, is it Rochefort? It's like, isn't that like where the Roquefort cheese comes from as well? It's all based in that kind of name, but like a different version. Welcome to Rochefort and the Air Force Mechanic Training School. Is that what I've just landed? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I tend to fly in low with all the the 4 PAPI lights on red, just to really. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had all white telling me that I'm too high. So if we go to, I don't know, let's pick something. Oh, how about this one? What did I just see it there? There's Gibraltar. We'll be ending up there at some point. Key West, I guess that, yeah, Florida, Key West, Florida. But there was another one that I just saw. Orlando International Airport. Okay. So we don't want to be on the runway, and we need a parking that's not necessarily for big jets. Go away. What about putting me out here? Oh yeah, right near the motorway. No, I'm not going to be taking off, so it doesn't really matter. But somewhere where there's the actual thing. So if I plonk myself here, 81. I don't think it matters that it's going to be dark because it'll show it up more, I think. That was a very satisfying flight, I have to admit. Yeah, I think the next flight will come from here and leave France. So it's just one hop in France, and then we'll leave France and we'll end up in northern Spain in Zaragoza, and then we'll make our way down. So it's maybe Zaragoza to wherever, and then from wherever to Gibraltar. So it might be 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more hops, and that's it, and we're there. I could do the whole journey a lot quicker, you know. I mean, by doing longer distances, but I'd rather keep them around about an hour or so. All right, so if we switch the plane on, let's put it to ready for takeoff mode.
Selected.
Oops.
Ready for start selected.
That's what I meant to do. Ready for start. No, go cold and dark. Thank you. Okay, now ready for start.
Start selected.
Okay, good. Now it's ready to start up, which means we should have a ground. And we want to depart straight out.
Orlando ground, Rusty Romeo 66 with echo request taxi for takeoff departing straight out.
They've improved the ATC over the updates as well.
Runway 18 left using taxiway Echo 5 Echo Echo 2 Echo 3 Bravo 6 Charlie 2 Bravo Bravo 1.
See, this I have to learn.
Tower on 118.
Watching all the taxiway signs. And like, where's E5? I guess you've got to go by charts and maps and stuff. Good thing is it does show you these things on little nav map. Superb free thing that is. Okay, so we acknowledge the taxi clearance,
Short runway 18.
and we'll get the taxi markers.
Echo 2 Echo 3 Bravo 6 Charlie Bravo 2 Bravo Bravo 1 Rusty
Oh my
Romeo
god,
6.
that's just crazy. Do you remember that time when, oh no, well, it was on Star Trek Next Generation when Commander Data read out Picard's access code in Picard's voice, and it was just like that. B1 Echo Echo Alpha 3 1 2 6. It's the same thing to me. Okay, so now we've got the taxi markers on, and as you know, if you've seen this, they're normally great big blue arrows. So again, it's filling in this ground thing. Where is the taxiway? Oh, it's not one of these where I've got to actually start moving or actually have the engine run. Okay, let's get the engine. So ready for takeoff.
Takeoff selected.
Do I have to actually move then? Frame rate looks a bit flicky. Okay, that was me pressing a button.
Ready for takeoff selected.
Okay, so. Yeah, frame rates have dropped slightly. But they will go up. Yeah, I don't know why. And I'm assuming that it's not drawing up the taxiways because I need to move first. That happens on occasion. And I can't come out of this. I can't stop it turning with the mouse. Okay, let's try now. So let's get pushed back and see what happens. Take the parking brake off, start the pushback. Go in a straight line just to start with. Oops, we've still got the tow hook on. Ridiculous. I don't know why it's doing it or not doing it. Yeah, I don't know why it's not doing this, guys. Get this. We're looking for some little green arrows. I had it earlier. Okay. contact ground? I think so. Are allowed to move. Bloody hell. It's not moving either way. It's glued onto the ground, guys. What the hell? It literally won't move. Got a black screen? Why? Okay. Did that just happen, or have you had a black screen for quite a while now? Oh, I know why, because I've pressed something. Yeah, I've obviously done a key combo press on the keyboard, and it's done something to OBS as well. Okay, I will try to do that. Let's try something else, because I know this works. So Gatwick, and we're not going to have proper time of day, screw that. Do not want to be on a runway, because that kind of defeats the whole object of what I'm trying to demonstrate. So let's be here. Go. Damn it. Yes, it's finicky, the taxiways, because sometimes as soon as you request taxi straight out, it pops it on there and it shows you. Other times it only pops up when you start pushing back, and sometimes it won't do it until you actually start maneuvering forwards, which was something I literally couldn't do just then. It was as if the plane was stuck to the ground. So I'm going to do a manual startup rather than have the sim do it, because at least then I know what I'm doing. All this to see some little green. And we did get some frame rate drop as well, some serious frame rate drop. Okay, so very quickly then, not going to be too bothered about detail here. On. I'm going to put the fuel pump to low so I don't have to worry about it. Starting. That one. A little bit of throttle. Oops, yeah, no, we do have fuel. Okay, good. Right. So, side then. Let's see when and if it does it. Let's go and depart north.
Gatwick ground, Rusty Romeo 66 ready to taxi departure to the north with help.
Right, you're not hearing it because I've not turned the radio volumes up in the plane. That's why you're not hearing what they're saying. It's okay. Acknowledge taxi clearance.
Taxi to and hold short runway 26 left using taxiway at Lima Romeo Kilo Papa November Alpha November Zulu Alpha Alpha November Mike Rusty Romeo 66.
I can hear my own voice, of course, because I'm not on. I'm in the plane. Okay. Well, no arrows yet. Okay. Well, that's done. I did take the brakes off, unless it doesn't work outside the plane. No, it has. Brake is off. Okay, give it some throttle. This is what it was doing. Full throttle. Something not right with this though. Look. It's almost like I've got brakes on. It's like I've got brakes on, guys. What the hell? I have to give it literally full power just to get it moving. Fraction. Okay. There is a way out of this one. I hope. I don't know what the hell I've done there. So I'm determined to do this now. Get it in a minute. Let's switch into the Cessna. See if that thing wants to move. Okay, come on, map. Maybe I'm running out of RAM. There we go. Okay, so I need to go somewhere where it's going to need to show me where to taxi. There. It's almost like I've got an anchor. It really is. So let's just go into a standard Microsoft plane. Because this is getting silly now. It's like trying to accelerate away when your handbrake's on. Or half on. And your car's moving, but as soon as you come off the throttle, it's going to stop quite quickly. Or it's like you're riding the brakes, that kind of thing. But I don't know why it's doing it. Okay. Right. Let's rig more. So again, just quickly. As long as we're started up, that's all we need. Right. Try again. No, not flight assistant. This guy. Gatwick ground. Oh, I know why it's... Oh, Jesus Christ. I know why it's not showing it. But what I don't know is why it wasn't showing the... Oh. Okay, I'm going to start again. I know why it wasn't showing it, but what I don't know why wasn't the plane moving.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf.
This is the reason why it wasn't showing.
West taxi to the active north departure.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha taxi to and hold short of runway 26 left by.
You have to switch them on.
Romeo Kilo Papa November Alpha November.
It's because I've always had them on in the past, and so I'm just used to them appearing.
Now,
let's see what happens.
taxi to and hold short runway 26 left by.
They should just appear now after this message.
November Alpha November Zulu Alpha Alpha November Mike Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
So far. So yeah, it's in here, and then you have to make sure landing and taxi guides are switched on. So let me just push back. See if they light up. Oh, release the parking brake, start the push back, go. Please don't. Pain. It's supposed to have lit up by now because you kind of need to know. is it even going to show them? I have seen them already. First time I installed it, it showed them to me. Right. Are they anywhere? No. Oh, it looks like that's a bus, guys. We're not going to see them. But they're meant to be just little green arrows which just look so much better than the big blue ones. But it's not really interested in letting us see them. Unless they're so bloody small. I'm going to try a little thing here. They're certainly not there. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I don't know why. Nope. The only thing I do know is that they come on. Yeah. Let's change the destination. A bit different. I can't explain it. Oh well. Never mind. Anyway, that's going to end it, guys, because otherwise me trying to show you the new taxi guides is going to last as long as the previous flight that we just did. And that can't happen. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing the taxi guide. That's just stupid. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the flight over France, and you probably didn't learn anything from me. I'm not at that stage yet, but I'm looking forward to doing the next one, and we'll pick it up soon, because once I've got this trip to Gibraltar over, we'll do something else. And I think the next trip then is going to be, I mean, see the airport we landed at, which was LFDN. So we landed here, and the arrival airport, if it's going to show it to us. Do I have to keep typing? Oh boy. See, whenever I type a place name in, no matter where it is in the world, there's always one in America as well. San Francisco. Just doing some Googling. So Zaragoza Airport is LE. Yeah, you see, it's LE. That's what Spain is. LEZG. Ah. Small problem. No Zaragoza Airport. Not even here. It's not even here. That's weird. LEZA. Has it changed? Google gave me a different one, but I'll take it. Oh, that's a big trip, guys. 3 hours 10. That's bigger than I imagined. Because we just did, well, Jersey, oh, stop lighting up every time. Jersey's up here. And then we came down there. And that was an hour and a bit, supposedly. Well, Zaragoza is 3 hours. I think we may have to rein it in a little bit. Pick something else. See, LFBD, that means we're still in France. Pamplona, very famous, obviously. Bulls, the Bull Run. What about Bilbao? That's the very north of Spain. I have actually landed at Bilbao as a passenger in real life. So set that as arrival. That's still 3 hours. It's over the water. Unless, of course, we set waypoints around, that'll be even longer. Man, that's... But it's 100 and... Oh, I know, because it's going by this plane. We have to switch planes. It's going by the maximum performance of the selected plane. Let's pick the pipe. God. Little details, guys. Okay. Is that different now? 208. What was the Lisa? L. Oh God, can't even. Got no command over my own keyboard. 2 hours 20. Okay. Well, it's a longer flight, 256 nauticals. And it won't be in a straight line. This is just direct using GPS. Of course, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be using VORs. So we're going to be picking up maybe a VOR somewhere here maybe. And then the next one and the next one. So it's going to be a little bit dotted, but I'll try and keep it as straight as possible depending where the VORs are located. I don't know. Guys are up for watching something of that size, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Flight. Can do it. It would certainly get us a good distance, because then if we chose, say, Zaragoza to, well, how big's that line? That's fairly big. If we go to Alicante then, that would be another 2 hours. And then from Alicante to Gibraltar. Come on. How can you not remember? The code for Gibraltar. Oh. The EGB? It can't be E. Can't remember. LXGB. Oh, that's still a 3 hour one. But yeah, I'd probably want to go from Alicante to Malaga. I remember when they didn't even have Malaga Airport in the game. Yeah, so Alicante to Malaga. So these are all 2.5 hour flights. These are all more than double what we've just done. Alicante, yeah, Zaragoza. So from where we are now to Zaragoza, Zaragoza to Alicante, Alicante to Malaga, and Malaga to Gibraltar. With that, Malaga to Gibraltar is a fairly quick flight. Malaga's like an hour and a half by car, so. Yeah, it's 50 minutes. Ish. But yeah, I don't know. 2.5 hour flights, guys. It's going to be mainly autopilot and stuff. I don't know whether maybe those videos are better done offline and then edited down a little bit. cutting out a lot? Or do you prefer to see them as streams? Wrong. It's going to go wrong on the stream, which is kind of exciting at the same time, to be fair. I'm okay with it. But yeah, if we do like one a week, then we'll be there in a month. We'll be in Gibraltar in a month. And then what we can do when we get to Gibraltar is leave the plane there, jump into the latest version of the Airbus A320 and fly the Airbus out of Gibraltar all the way back to London, London Gatwick, in one go. That should be 2 hours, 2.5, yeah, 2 hours-ish. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, because, yeah, the last flight I only used one beacon. This time I've used two, coming from beacon to beacon, and it worked really well. So all I need to do now is do a similar flight, but just do not ever once look at little nav map, you know, for confirmation of that I'm not going too far wrong. Because I only look at the map for confirmation. I'm not looking at the little nav map for directions. But just to let me know if I'm slightly off target. But it seems that I'm able to read the instruments okay in order to find my way to where I'm going anyway. So I'm gaining a bit more confidence with each flight, and I'm learning as I go on this, which is the whole point. I just wanted to get right back to basics and just put the GPS away and then just do the basics of flying VOR. And I didn't have a clue a few weeks ago about VOR, how to do it, and it turns out it's actually not that difficult after all. After watching a video how to do it, it's really easy. I'm learning, yeah, which is what I like. Guys, thank you very much. Oops, that came a bit premature. Thanks everyone for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you